Hi there, friends. I'm Steve Mayer. Welcome to Financial Morsels, where I give you a little bit of financial food for you to chew on as you go throughout your day. Please remember that this program is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not and should not be received as professional legal, tax, accounting, financial, or investment advice of any kind. Everyone's situation is unique. As such, I encourage each of you to discuss your situation with a licensed professional. Having said that, let's get started. Today, we're discussing how financial products that come from banks, securities, and insurance companies have unique uses for your individual financial plan. If we look at these products objectively through the appropriate money view, we can get the best value out of each of them. There are different ways to look at financial products. I'm going to discuss them as vehicles and tools. If we look at your financial plan as a destination, financial products would be the vehicles to get you there. In traveling, I can use my legs, a bike, car, bus, train, boat, plane, etc. to get where I want to go. Each of these vehicles will help me arrive at my destination, and they have value in their intended function. If I wanted to go to Washington, D.C., could I walk there? Sure, I can. It will take me a very long time to get there. Driving would be a better option. If I wanted to get there in the fastest time possible, I'd take a plane. Once I got to DC, I'm not going to use a plane to get to my hotel. I'll use a car. Once I'm at the hotel, I'm not going to ask the cabbie to drive me to my room, even if that cabbie is a certain Muppet named Beauregard and I'm staying at the Happiness Hotel. Looking at our financial experience as a journey, what are the vehicles we have and how are they best used? If my destination is retirement planning, for example, would a savings account work as my main vehicle to arrive there? Well, it could, but it would be a very inefficient vehicle to use for such a long journey. What if my next destination is to have a fully funded emergency account? Penny stocks probably would be a poor vehicle of choice for this one. A savings account would work much more efficiently. Do you see where I'm going with this? Moving into the tools metaphor, if we're talking about building something financially, such as your financial plan, it makes sense to look at financial products as the tools we use to build it. Each tool operates well for its intended use, but performs poorly if used otherwise. I wouldn't use a hammer to measure a board. I'll use a tape measure. I wouldn't use a tape measure to then cut the board. I'll use a saw. Financial products, much like vehicles and tools, have value in their intended function. So, exploring how financial products can be used as tools to build your plan, let's take cash value life insurance and term life insurance as examples. Cash value, or whole life insurance, and term life insurance are both products designed to give a death benefit to a beneficiary when we pass away. One offers this benefit for our entire life, the other is only for a defined amount of time. However, due to how they are designed, they serve very different functions while we are living. There are talking heads who attempt to negate life insurance with a cash value attached to it by calling it the payday lender of the middle class. Now, that's quite an unsavory title. They are essentially stating that people who sell these styles of life insurance are basically loan sharks out to swindle people's hard earned money. If cash value life insurance is being used primarily as an investment tool with the sole intent of growing account values, then we're not using it for the purpose it was created, and I would agree that it could be considered the payday lender of the middle class. There are more well designed products to grow account values. Just as a hammer is not a good measuring tool, cash value life insurance is not a good investment tool. In fact, it's not designed as an investment tool at all. However, if properly understood and utilized correctly, cash value life insurance can be a very valuable and powerful tool to use towards retirement or estate planning. Term life insurance can be a very powerful protection tool, but without a cash value attached to it, it is limited in its usefulness while we are living. Let's take stocks for another example. I've often heard people say that investing in the stock market is just legalized gambling, and that they don't feel comfortable risking their hard earned funds. If you're just throwing money randomly into a stock or other securities without any regard for where they land or why you're even doing it, I would agree. They have the potential of being a terrible place to put your money. However, the stock market has a myriad of different functions, and if understood and used correctly as financial tools, stocks can build your financial plan in valuable and powerful ways. The same thing can be said for bonds, mutual funds, REITs, precious metals, real estate, and so on. So, which financial tools and vehicles are best for you in your situation? That depends on what you want to build and where you want to go. Everyone's situation is unique. The tools you need may be different from the tools I need because we're building different futures. The vehicles you need may be different from the vehicles I need because our destinations are different. One last thought before we wrap this all up. All the financial tools at our disposal have value of some kind. If there were any tool that was a complete waste of your funds or was fraudulent in some way, the FDIC, FRB, FINRA, the SEC, and other regulatory agencies would have closed them down long ago. So the next time you hear someone say that annuities are a scam, that penny stocks are terrible, REITs are too dangerous, or that cash value life insurance is a horrible investment, keep in mind that what they are saying may be true if the intended use of those financial tools is ignored. There are legitimate reasons for these tools and vehicles to exist, and they are used profitably every day by those who know what their objectives are and how financial products fit those needs. If any of these were truly scams, they would have been dealt with a long time ago. Consider the Bernie Madoff scenario and how quickly it was shut down. In closing, financial products are tools, and used correctly, you can build wonderful things with them. If used incorrectly, you can wreak havoc on your financial plan. Financial products are vehicles. Each of them serves a function and will help you arrive at your destination if you use what's appropriate to the situation. The next time you hear someone being critical of any financial tool, think of scenarios where that criticism is earned, but also consider where the tool might be useful. The best thing to do is to become educated on the intended and effective functions of financial products. You may be surprised at what you can learn and do when you're emotionally detached from the tools rather than holding on to someone else's money view. That's all the time we have for today's morsel. If you found this to be educational or entertaining and would like to give your compliments to the chef, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you have any questions or want a particular topic discussed, do me a favor and leave them in the comments section. I'll do what I can to address them in our next Q&A session. Thanks for listening to Financial Morsels, and I hope I've given you good food for thought.